and as we say, a win for Bacchus A in the Men's Cup. So they seal a League and Cup double, as do Vikings A in the Women's. Were you expecting the dominance of that Vikings A side? We know they have been dominant in the domestic campaign for, well, a number of years now. But to win 8-0, will Bacchus A be slightly disappointed with that scoreline?
I didn't expect it, and I know Bacchus A didn't expect it. Bacchus A expected to be competitive, certainly in the first half at least. I mentioned that Bacchus are normally very good in the first half, keep it quite close against Vikings Ladies A, but Vikings Ladies A's fitness normally tells in the second half, and they come through and they win the game, and they've got that extra gear. Straight from the off, Vikings went for it straight away. First 7 minutes, 2-0 up, and it was really difficult for Bacchus to come back then. They were chasing the game for the rest of the day, and Vikings took that to their advantage, found the gaps that they needed to, and came out with an 8-0 win. I think Bacchus will have learned a lot of valuable lessons from it, and next year I think it probably will be a bit tighter as well in terms of results. But Vikings this year have just turned it up yet another gear. After last year there were some sort of close games, they have some close results, and you thought this year might be the breakthrough year for one of those other teams, but no, Vikings have thought about it, gone out there and done their homework, and their results this year really told.
How many more gears have they got to go up?
I asked Kim this last week, and it's just unknown. Every time somebody seems to get close to them, they seem to come back the year after and decimate everybody in front of them.
One player on the losing side in that final for Bacchus A is Freya Duchars. She has been shortlisted for an award at the England hockey ceremony in Leicester on the 19th of this month. I mean, her stock is rising. She's impressed no end over the last couple of seasons. How fitting would it be for her if she were to be recognised in front of her peers, not just on the Isle of Man, but English hockey as well?
Freya's done incredibly well to be nominated for the Rising Star Award by the England Hockey Association. She is a Manx hockey superstar at such a young age already as well. She's got many years in front of her. She's already playing for the England Under-18s team, already played for the England Under-18s team. She's got a lot of development still to go, so who knows where her stock could rise to. She is a fantastic young player that has an immense determination on the pitch. And sometimes people look at that and think, oh, that's a bit of arrogance. No, it's not. The best sportsmen all have that self-confidence on the pitch, and she has it in spades, and she does have the ability to go as far as she wants to go. She is truly a very, very, very good player.
And I don't really see that arrogance. I have to say, when I speak to her, I think she's very down to earth. She's got her head screwed on, and that shows in her performances. I think she's an old head on a young body, if you like. And good luck to her. I hope she does get recognised at this England Hockey Awards ceremony in Leicester on the 19th of this month, and that's when she's away representing the Isle of Man as well. So, but we'll cover that in more detail nearer the time. A big day for Ramsey A tomorrow. That they're in England. They're playing at Lee Valley in the final of the Tier 4 of the England Hockey Championships. Tell us a bit about this match, because they're playing Nuneaton 2s, a bit of an unknown quantity for us because we don't cover them week in, week out. How much homework have you done?
Well, it's a little bit odd because their league form is, quite honestly, pretty awful. They don't seem to be able to score many goals. But in this competition, they seem to have done very well, and one suspects that their first team went out of the Tier 2 competition in the first round, and certainly they wouldn't have had every player available, and you just get the suspicion that maybe a couple of those players that didn't play in the Tier 2 for their first have probably joined their seconds in the Tier 4. That being said, though, it's still an unknown quantity. Clearly Nuneaton have got goals in them in this competition, but Ramsey are a side that have got goals in them as well. They won the first round 8-0, second round 4-0. After being 2-1 down at half-time, came back to win 3-2 in the semi-final, so clearly Ramsey have got goals in them as well.
And this is the first time they're playing away from home. How much of a factor will that be in determining who lifts the trophy?
To be honest, I think Ramsey are really looking forward to this game, and it's probably going to be excitement that gets the better of them, if anything. But Ramsey have got a lot of sort of level heads in that side, and they'll be able to calm the youngsters down. There's a lot of youngsters in that side as well, but there's a lot of experienced players that have been playing in the England hockey competitions for the past 4 years now, and they've got the experience of losing. But in this final, it's just a different ball game. Nuneaton almost an unknown environment as well. So it's going to be just the same for them. Very exciting for both teams.
And who stands out for you in this Ramsey side? Captain Lauren Brew. There's goals in the team as well. You'd say that they scored 8 against Lim in that first round of the Tier 4 Championships. Charlotte Oldfield, I think, is a name familiar to many. Vicky Garner's got a few in the league this season as well.
Yeah, I think you look throughout that squad. There's players there like Vori Baker, the goalkeeper. She's an exceptional young goalkeeper. You've got, like you said, Charlotte Oldfield. She just provides that level head in the midfield or in centre back where she can play both, and she provides that sort of let's calm down a minute, let's pass the ball, let's keep the ball for a few minutes, and that goes throughout the squad, especially with a young squad as well. You've got Maddie Dunlop as well, an exceptional young player. So yeah, there's this team, and Vicky Garner as well, who's always good for a goal or two in a game. She's got exceptional stick skills.
Got there in the end. It's difficult to say.
It's Friday. It's a Friday. It's been a long week, but yeah, this Ramsey team is quite experienced in this competition. I'm sure that will tell.
Well, good luck to Ramsey A. Then they're playing in the Tier 4 England Hockey Championships final against Nuneaton Twos at Lee Valley tomorrow from 9 o'clock in the morning. So very best of luck to them. Leeds Hockey Club ladies' first team has been promoted to the Investec National League after an unbeaten season in the North Hockey Women's Premier Division, Sam. In fact, they were only held to a draw on 3 occasions. Why am I telling you this? Well, the side contains 2 Manx players who, as it happens, used to play for Ramsey. Louise Corkill is the captain of Leeds Ladies Wands, and Amy Stout with 3 Ts, both of whom were developed right here in the Isle of Man. And next year they'll be playing in the National League, so massive congratulations to them. And before I leave you, one final thing I'd like to pick up with you. I've heard through the grapevine that there may not be any summer sixes.
I have heard that myself. I don't know why, but it's been organised by 1 or 2 people over the past few seasons, and from what I understand, at least one of those people isn't able to help organise it this year. So there just isn't the scope, the personnel to organise it this year. So if anybody wants to step in for next year and help out, please get in touch with the MHA. Yeah,
I echo those sentiments. I think it's a brilliant event. So if you think you've got good organisational skills, that rules out quite a few people who I know who play hockey over here. But if you do think you could organise that or help get some form of summer hockey together, then please do get in touch with the MHA, because it would be great to have a Summer Sixes tournament once again this year.